Example 1, a 220,000 issue of 9-year bonds redeemable at par offers 8.77% coupon payable quarterly. What is the premium or discount and the purchase price of the bond to yield 8.8% compounded semi-annually? So when we're solving this question, our first step is to draw a timeline. And we have a 9-year bond, so our T is starting from year 0 all the way to year 9. So we have a total of 9 years. And for bond, there are 2 cash flows. The first cash flow is your $220,000 at the end of 9 years. So that's your face value. That's how much we're getting back at the end of 9 years. That's the first cash flow. And that's your future value on the financial calculator, $220,000 as the future value. And in addition to getting the $220,000 face value at the end of 9 years, what you're also getting is the second cash flow. And that second cash flow is your PMT. And you can also think of this as your interest payment, the interest that you're receiving. And how we calculate the PMT? How we calculate the PMT is the formula here that I gave you. PMT equals to the bond rate divided by P over Y, your payment per year, times your face value. So in our example, when we calculate the PMT, our bond rate is the 8.77%, so 0.0877. That's the bond rate that we have in the question. And then this is payable quarterly, so our PY is 4. So we have 8.77%, so 0.0877 divided by 4, which is your PY. And then we times it by the face value of $220,000. And then you're going to get the PMT equals to $4,823.50. That's your PMT. So every quarter, we're getting a payment of $4,823, starting from the end of period 1 all the way to the end of year 9. And how you can understand these 2 cash flow is that when you buy a bond, so when you buy the bond today, that's what we're solving for. We're solving for the present value, how much we're paying today for the bond. So when you're buying the bond today, what that means is that you're lending money to the company. And in return, the company will promise to pay you back at the end of 9 years the $220,000 that you lend them. And in addition to that, they will promise to pay you coupon payments, or how you can think of it is interest payments that you're receiving every quarter. So again, you buy the bond today, that's the present value, you buy the bond today, and in return, the company promised to pay you the $220,000 back at the end of 9 years, that's your face value. And during this period, they will promise to pay you quarterly coupon payments as interest. And those are the 2 cash flow that you're getting when you buy the bond today. So that's what you need to understand from a timeline perspective. So once we understand the timeline, then we can start filling in the boxes for the financial calculator. So as mentioned earlier, our future value is $220,000. That's how much we're getting back at the end of 9 years. And then our periodic payments, which is our interest, is the $4,823. So we're getting that every quarter. So make sure you note that the PMT and the future value are both positive. They're in the same directions because you're getting both of these cash flow when you buy the bond today. So when you buy the bond today, you're getting the payment as the interest every quarter, and then you're also getting the future values. So both PMT and future value are money coming into you. So that's why both of them are positive. And then we have quarterly coupon payments. So our PY is 4. So that's why we have PY equals to 4. And then we're given that the interest rate is 8.8%. So 8.8% is your IY compounded semi-annually. So CY is 2. And all we're left with is the N. N is your T times PY because we have payments. When we have payments, N equals T times PY. So we have 9 years times 4. That gives you the 36. And before we solve it in the financial calculator, what you need to know is that you can see that there are 2 interest rates. One is the 8.77%. That's your bond rate. The second interest rate is your 8.8% compounded semi-annually. So 8.8% compounded semi-annually, that's your IY. And then for the 8.77%, that is your bond rate. So the bond rate, we use that to calculate PMT. And then for the IY, nominal interest rate, we just plug that into the financial calculator. So make sure you know where to get the bond rate, where to get the IY, and how they affect your answer. So IY, we plug it into the financial calculator, 8.8% IY. And then for the bond rate is used to calculate for PMT. Make sure you know that. So once we understand that, then we can plug the number into the financial calculator. So start from the PY and CY. So second function, PY is 4, enter. You go down to CY is 2, enter. Once you type in PY and CY, you clear bottom left corner. And then we type in the 36 for N. So 36 N, And then we have the 8.8 for IY, so 8.8, and then we press IY, and then we have the payments, $4,823.50. So $4,823.50. That's our PMT. And then we have the $220,000 as future value. So $220,000 as future value. And then once we have typed in all these numbers, then we can compute for present value. So compute present value, you're going to get 220,882.23. And that's your present value. So once we have calculated the present value, then we can compare that with the face value. Our face value is $220,000. We can see that present value is greater than the face value. So therefore, we have a premium. We're paying more than what is stated in the face value. So we're buying it at a premium. And the premium amount is the $882. And that's your example 1.